Good morning, good evening, good day, or good afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. Hi, how are you? So today we are going to go into and talk about the products, all makeup products that I regret buying. I should not have spent my money on those. Before we get into that, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and push that little bell for the notifications. And so I'd first like to talk about the e.l.f. eye primer. And literally all it says is just e.l.f. It's just a stick like this. And the thing about this eye primer is it's so greasy. And I know it doesn't look it, but when you put it on your lids, it's very greasy on the lid itself, and it's so drying above the lid to the point where I was flaking and like skin with makeup on it was flaking off in the middle of the day. It's cheap, yes, and I think it shows. I bought this when I first heard from my best friend Jordan, senior year of high school, which was only 3 years ago, that you needed to wear eye primer. I didn't know you needed to. And anyways, I didn't know that there was a specific kind of eye primer you should look for, and that everyone has different needs with eye primers. I thought they were all basically the same. So I grabbed the cheapest one I could find, and this is the result. I hate that primer. While we're on the topic of eye primers, the NYX Proof It Waterproof Eyeshadow Primer is not something I would ever use again. It's tacky, but so much so that it's sticky, and when you try to use a brush on it, it will skip because it'll get stuck, and then you try to pull it and then it skips, and it's not an even distribution of color. And it's not because of my brushes, because I've used those with good primers like the matte Painterly Paint Pot or the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. It's just not, I don't like it. So there it is. It dries down really sticky, and it dried me out too. So that was a no. While we're on the topic of primers, just getting into a regular old face primer, I don't like this Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hydrating Hyaluronic Acid Primer. And I'm so mad at myself that I bought this because I had a perfectly good primer in this wonderful e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. But I was greedy and I wanted another primer, and this is what I get. This primer doesn't hydrate my face in the way I want it to. It doesn't sink into my skin and meld like I want it to. Instead, it sits on top of it, and I can feel it all day. And it accentuates the tiny little pores that I have here. It makes them look way bigger than they are. And I feel greasy. There's a point at which it doesn't become hydrating and it's just greasy. And this was greasy. You can tell that I've used a lot of it up, and that is because I hate wasting money. So when I spend money on something, I will try my best to find a use for it, even if I don't like it. And for a long time in college, I just used this as my primer, even though I hated it. And then recently, when I found the YouTuber Robert Walsh, he explained that his way of removing fallout from under the eyes or any makeup mistakes is using primer instead of makeup remover, because makeup remover is not made to have makeup put back on it, so it won't look as good as if you use a primer. So that's what I use this for now. We are now moving out of the primers and into just the regular makeup face products. This Wet n Wild Photo Focus Natural Finish Setting Spray. I believe I talked about it before. I needed a setting spray, and I needed one fast, and I was at Target, and I needed a cheap one. And I didn't see any other good ones, so I grabbed this. And I don't need a mattifying one because I have dry skin, so I needed one that was natural, more dewy. And the thing that I don't like about this, the spray works, the liquid itself works perfectly fine. Does it last super long? No, but it works. The problem with it is that the sprayer does not do an even spray. It spits out at you just giant droplets. We're now moving into foundation territory, and I want to start with a foundation that I no longer have because I hated it so much I threw it out, and that tells you how much I hate it because I haven't even thrown out these things. I'm still trying to find a way to make them work because I spent money on them. But this product, I hated so much. It was the Tarte Hydrating Shape Tape Foundation. And I'm going to lump this in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. The concealer was so thick, but so drying, that you could see every little crease here, and it looked cakey, and I hated it. Along with that, I would wear it with the foundation. The foundation did jack squat to hydrate my face. It was not hydrating at all. It accentuated all my dry spots. It made me itchy and flake more. And when I used it in tandem with the concealer, it would pull apart and you could see my skin underneath as if they were separating and didn't want to be with each other. I threw those out so quickly, and they weren't expired. I double checked. Weren't expired. They just sucked. I apologize if I'm very negative or aggressive in this video. When I don't like something, I really don't like it. Moving forward, the next product that I regret buying is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Invisible Cover Stick Foundation. I'm not even going to tell you the shade name because it doesn't matter because I hate it. And I haven't used this in years because of how much I hate it. I should probably throw it out. It is a stick foundation. Yeah, it looks used a lot. I tried to do one of those Franken foundation challenges, and I cut way too much of this off. But it doesn't matter because I wasn't going to use it anyway. It's very dry, and I didn't realize it at the time when I got this. Stick foundations tend to be so drying. It's the wrong shade for me. It's too light. Like with everything else, it clung to my dry spots and made me flake, and it creased on me, which I was not used to and I did not like. So the next product is the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation. It is an oil-free satin finish foundation. You can tell I haven't used it in a while. There's dust on the top. It's not the right shade for me, even though I went to this website called Foundation, which is where you type in your shade in other foundations and they get you your shade in other brands' foundations. And drying, creasing, it's going to be the same for most of the foundations, why I don't like them. And it irritated my eczema so much. Even if I did all my skincare routine right, even if I removed all my makeup before bed, if I wore this for more than an hour, raccoon red eyes everywhere, scratching constantly, it was so itchy. Next and last foundation that I have to talk about is one of the very first I ever got, and it is the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. And like with all the others, even though it is like pure liquid in here, like almost like a serum, it dries down matte. It's very drying. Matte meaning there's no shine, there's no hydration to it. It creased. It was the right shade, but it just did all those things that, you know, I talked about with the other foundations that I hated. And I have not used this since. Last in my face products that I regret buying is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. Very drying, creased, very thick on top of being very drying, so it was very cakey. When I first started putting this on, I thought I looked amazing. I put this on top of the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation. It was so dry everywhere. You could tell, you could see the cracks and the flakes. And me being me, I thought, I look amazing. Which, you know, it's great I had that confidence, but it was not deserved. I've tried to make this work in other ways. I've recently tried using it as a primer on my eyes to, you know, be hydrating, but not too hydrating that it's greasy. But unfortunately, it made my eyes flake. It did not hold color from my eyeshadow well. It would fade. It was just, it didn't work. It would crease on my eyes up here. There'd be like little cracks of like color and then thinner color here. It wouldn't blend. So yeah, this is enough. I'm gonna move on to the eyes now. I didn't buy these myself, but I asked for them for Christmas and my birthday, and I got them from my wonderful Grams for my birthday, and I love her so much, and I know these are expensive, which is why I feel bad for regretting asking for them. It is the Stila Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadows, and I regret asking for these because I don't use them. I look at them and I don't want to use them. There's something about it that bores me, whereas on the website of Sephora, when I looked at them, I thought I needed them. I thought I'd use them all the time. I've barely used these like 4 or 5 times, and I've got these in January. It's now September. And I've heard a lot of people say that these dry out quickly, so you have to use them as much as possible. And I try, but I really have no motivation to do so. It's not that they aren't pretty. They're so pretty. This one's a little patchy, but there's that one. That is in the shade Perlina. It's a very straight white shade. This one's in the shade Rock and Rose. I think this one's my favorite of the two. It's less streaky. Like they're beautiful shades. There's nothing wrong with them. I don't know what's wrong with me. So I got this product for Christmas as well this year from my mom. This is the Colourpop Villains Jelly Much Shadow in the shade Perfectly Wretched. And I love my mom so much. She was so sweet with getting this for me. But the problem with this Jelly Much shadow was the second I got it, they're supposed to be, you know, jelly, kind of liquidy. Every time I see a review on it, they're kind of liquidy. This was dry as a bone when it arrived. And it's so flaky and dry. And I've barely opened it because it's been flaky and dry. Yeah, I can press into it. It's a little kind of mushy in the way that I can press it, almost like a cushion, but it's not like jelly like they say it is. Is it pretty? Yes. Is it hard to use because it's so flaky? Yeah. And, you know, I don't think it's worth the money getting these and then only having them last for not even when they first get to you. By the way, if you're interested in the tutorial for this look, I did a review of my new Juvia's Place Afrique palette that I got on sale, and that will be posted after this video. If you want to watch it, give it a watch. Alright, the next product that I regret buying is the NYX Vivid Brights eyeliner in the shade Vivid Envy. Now, I have no qualms with this formula. For the entirety of junior and senior year of high school, I wore this eyeliner in the lilac purple shade almost every day, and I got compliments on it constantly, and it was like my iconic look, and I loved it. Nothing wrong with the eyeliner itself. I should not have bought this shade. This product that I regret buying, I've said that so much filming this, is the Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Piggy Bank. So this shade is a lot pinker than it looks like it would be. That looks like straight purple. It comes out more pink, which is kind of misleading, but okay. And it's very dry. And I've never had a gel eyeliner before, so I didn't know it would be this dry. Maybe that's just the formula. See how that looks totally different from that? Maybe that's just the formula of gel eyeliners, and I don't know. But it felt almost chalky and hard to get on my brush to get on my eyes. And it felt like because it was so chalky but stiff, I had to yank my eyelid to get it across. And it was streaky, and you don't get an even application with it. Let me get into a more comfortable position towards, now that almost done with this video. I am now going to move into lips. So the lip products that I regret buying, first of all, this is another I got it for Christmas thing. And I regret putting it on my Christmas list, I should have read the reviews more, is the NARS Orgasm Afterglow Lip Balm. And I regret this because I have very dry lips all the time. Yeah, they're dry right now. And I thought, what a great way to hydrate my lips because it's a lip balm and look pretty at the same time. It's not just a regular lip balm that has no color like this one. It does zero hydration whatsoever. It literally just feels like a lipstick. It does not hydrate my lips whatsoever. It's very sheer, which is fine. I expected that of a lip balm. But for the price that I paid for it, to say that this is a lip balm, it should act like a lip balm. And the very last product that I regret buying is the Soap & Glory Ultra Smoothing Lip Oil. Now, as I previously said, my lips get dry all the time, and I was running out of chapstick and lip balm. And I saw this lip oil, and everything I know about oil is it's very good at hydrating. So I thought to myself, maybe a balm isn't what my lips need. Maybe they need an oil. Let's try this. It does not hydrate my lips. It slips all over till it gets to my chin and up here, even when I put a little bit on my lips. It travels. My lips seem to peel when I use this. I don't like it. Anyways, you guys, thank you for listening to me rant and get angry at products. that I was so angry I put on my Christmas list or spent my money on. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope this helped you in your product searches. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.